Hello, everybody. This is Trevor Truck, and today I thought it's been a while since I've done a tutorial. In fact, it's been so long, it feels like forever. And if I'm being honest, this is actually my first. But I thought today, for those of you who are into graphic design and have a much more artistic persuasion, I thought today that I could perhaps show you some very useful skills to make your art pop out. Now, today I'm doing a very short, very quick and simple tutorial. And today I'm going to teach you how to make a very successful logo. Something that is going to stand out among others. And I have a few assets prepared already. The first asset is the logo itself, which I will reveal. This logo is expressive. It tells you something. Now, if you had to guess, what type of business does this logo represent? And if you guessed a cloud service, you would be completely correct. But I want to make some modifications to make sure that my message is absolutely clear. And by the end of this tutorial, we are going to have a very impressive logo. And I always say with logos, it should be able to express the business, the goods, the service without any words. But we will be typing some words for this logo. That should be part of it. Anyway, so let's begin. Now, first of all, to me, it does look a little bit like a cloud. But these three little bubbles here, I really don't want those at all. So we're going to use the tools that GIMP provides us, because I really love GIMP. It is the best editing software out there. And it's also an industry secret. So, I guess I better make it clear that this video is not sponsored by GIMP, but if it was, I think I'd be doing a great job singing the praises of this great software. We're gonna select our eraser tool, and we're gonna get rid of the part that doesn't quite make sense. Oh, I completely forgot. You know, unlike life, you can control Z everything in this program. So we need to make sure that the actual eraser is white to match with the background. And just in case, I'll make the foreground color white. And there we go. We are slowly erasing the parts that don't make sense to make a coherent logo. Now, if you want to make sure that you're doing a decent job erasing the cloud, you can always zoom in. But I have such good eyesight that I don't have to, you know. I'm just going to erase the parts I don't need. Okay. It's looking beautiful. And looking at this, you would never even know there was another part to it. Am I right? So now we have a very dynamic logo, but you guys know, it's far from done. So we also need to make sure that we move around the logo to where it needs to be, you'll notice that you can easily use the move tool to move it around. Okay, not only that, but if you click and hold, you can access the alignment tool. The alignment tool will make sure that our logo is dead center. See what I just did there? I put it back to where it was, using the tools that GIMP provides. And already, it looks like a delicious logo. But I want to add more to it. I want to make the logo stand out. And I have a very good idea of how I want to do that. So what we're going to do is actually increase the size using the scale tool, which is up here. You click on the image, okay? And then you're going to scale it to how you want it to be. You can scale it like this, drag a corner. You can also drag this corner down here, and there you have it. Now, when you're done, you just hit scale, and there you have it. Now, you have a very coherent logo. But you might notice it's a little bit out of alignment, so we access our alignment tool again. We select it, center it up, center it down, and it looks so perfect. You'll notice also that we have layers, right? So we have the background layer, which we wouldn't know it unless we take the visibility off of our logo. What can we do with the background to make it interesting? Or do we choose not to do anything with the background? Well, I want to go through some of my favorite tools, and I want to experiment. So I'm going to hit my paintbrush tool. And on this side here, I'm going to add in some special paintbrush effects. When it comes to logos, everyone loves stars, and I do too. I want the stars to be, let's get a color that really stands out, like black. This black. There we go. And then, look at that. You could put stars on the background layer. It looks beautiful. And if you really want it to stand out even more, you can actually get textures, which I find very, very useful. We're gonna go over some of the textures. One texture that I really like is this one. This one, and we're gonna use a different color, of course. Let's go for something more greenish. And you can just click once. And look at that. You get such an interesting texture. And it's so, I don't know, what's the word? Effortless? Yeah, effortless. It almost looks like, it reminds me of grass. And like an Easter hunt or something. Like you're looking for Easter eggs in a field of grass, except you find stars instead. It's very beautiful. So that is our background, which we cannot see. Now, a useful tool is you can actually change the priority of a layer. If you want the background to be in the front, you just click this little arrow at the bottom. And, as they say in France, voila! But we want to be able to see the cloud. I mean, the cloud is the logo, am I right? So, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take this layer and we're gonna bounce it up. Now we see our logo. Now, if we wanted to be creative, we could add, you know, we could add a little bit of a dazzle to it. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I don't mind this. This looks good. This is very 2021. You'll notice a lot of logos are doing something like this. It's very common. You see it everywhere. So it's the trend. But that looks so good. It looks so good. Alright. Okay. Now, if we want to add a little bit of flair to it, we're going to increase the size of this one. I like to call this the planet Earth. Whoops. Not necessarily the best one out there. I just controlled Z that one. But I do want to give it kind of like a shine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go back to our background layer. Okay. Let's see what this does. I'm gonna do a corner just to be safe. Ah, look at that. Oh my gosh. That looks like a chicken noodle soup. Overcooked. With a lot of dill weed. So let's get back to our visible layer. So far our logo is looking really nice, sleek, modern. What if we did something to, I don't know, make it really stand out? A good way to do that is to add some light. And this is the best part of GIMP, the filters tool. So, what we want to do is select our layer, which is this, and we want to go to filters. And we want to give it a little bit of light. You know what I'm saying? So, let's try supernova, because to me, that sounds super. And from here, you see we have a light, and look what you can do with it. Isn't that amazing? So we're just gonna add a little pizzazz. I want the color to be yellow, you know? I think that's better. Boom. Okay, so we have a yellow light. Oh my gosh. It's so brilliant. So brilliant. Okay. Well, what do you think? To me, this logo is almost done. It's almost ready for mass production. I still think we could add one more filter. And if you want to make it look a little fancy, you can always add lens flare. Yeah, like that. And what that is going to do is create even more light. And so it gives you the impression that the product is very modern and very reliable. So I'm gonna leave it where it's at. I love the way that this looks. Now, there's more that I would like to do to this because I'm not quite done. Another beautiful thing about GIMP is the ability to change the mode. So you'll notice the mode of this logo is normal. But we don't want a logo that's just normal. No. We want it to be different. As you can see, you can do a lot of different things. And I figured out a lot of great things that you can do just by experimenting, right? So you can burn it. This is what the logo would look like if it was burnt. Very accurate. You can do a vivid light, giving it a little more pizzazz. You can do, oh, this is one of my favorite, a subtract. Now, tell me something. This could very easily be slapped on a novel. Don't you think? What would the book be called? I don't know, but it's like one of those dark detective thrillers. That's what it kind of reminds me of. That could almost work as a logo, but it's a little too dark. I feel like this should have more light to it. So we're gonna go with HSV hue and see what happens. Oh my gosh. That looks like, I don't know, like a soda pop. Like an advertisement for a soda pop. Let's see what this one does. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I could go for that. That doesn't look bad either. I like all the pastel colors. You know, I really like that. Let's see what this one does. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. I love what all of these do. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get the one that I actually want. And I believe it was this one right here. I think this one, I don't know, I think it stands out, right? Like if you saw this logo on a web page, you would think to yourself, well, this is something. Now, the only thing left that we have to do is add the text. When you do the text like this, you just click and drag, and then you can type in the logo name. Now, I'm going to use a font that I use pretty much all the time. Orbitron. Okay. So now I'm going to type in the name of the business, and we're going to call it... Oh, I can't see that. I can't see that, but that's okay, because that's gonna change. Alright. Trevor Truck Cloud Storage Services, comma, LLC. And we're gonna highlight this. And we have to make it a color that stands out. Let's try black. Probably around here. Okay. And there you have it. Now, you want the text box to fit around the words, don't you? So, you just click this bottom part here. And then, you can easily resize it. Well, you can't resize the text. You have to highlight the text, then you gotta click this arrow, and see, you can build it up like this. And then what you have to do is readjust the text box with a click of a button. Now, we want to try to center this as best we can. So we use our alignment tool, right? Remember? Then we hit this to center it, but we have to select it first. So there we go. Okay. So we center it. And taking a look at it, do you notice that something is a little off about this? It's definitely the text, right? The text is bunched up, right? So if we want to edit the text, we're going to go ahead and use the text tool up here, and we highlight it once more. And what we're going to do, and this is just my preference, but I'm going to increase the size a little more, just like that, okay? And I honestly think the color needs to be changed too. Maybe we should do like a red. How does that look? I think that really stands out. That really stands out. But look what I did. I moved it. So we're gonna align it again. Click it, align it, That looks pretty good. Trevor Truck, Cloud Storage Services LLC. I don't know what LLC stands for, but I see it attached to certain business names all the time. So that's looking pretty good. Now, you also want to, you want to give people the impression that you're fun, that you're, spontaneous. So I think what I'm going to do is click the pepper here. And I think I'm just gonna, set it here, set it here, and set it here. Oh, how silly of me. I completely forgot. I wasn't on the right layer. There we go. Oh my gosh. I think that works. So, the peppers, the peppers didn't really turn out the way I thought, but I hope that I gave you an idea of how logos work. This logo is important because it stands out. It grabs your attention. It makes you think this is a cloud service that I want to use. I don't need any others. All I need is Trevor Truck, Cloud Storage Services. And I'll be fine. All my files, hey, they'll be stored safe and sound. This is a company you can trust. So, thank you all for watching. I hope I gave you some good ideas and I gave you some inspiration when you want to make your own logo. So, until next time, I hope you have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. This has been Trevor Truck. Goodbye.